Yesterday, the world's newest country was born when thousands of people gathered in Leicester Square, London, to witness its naming and to meet the man they knew considered their king. And where is the name of the new country? I heard you cry. The world's newest nation is to be called Lovely. 6 months ago, 28 years old Danny Wallace, who earns his living as a TV comic and ideas man, had a great idea. What if he started his own country and invited anyone who wanted to join him to become a citizen? So, naming himself King Danny first and declaring his one bedroom flat in East London an independent state, he set about taking the necessary steps to make his dream come true. He documented his progress in his BBC Two series How to Start Your Own Country, which comes to the end of the 6-week run on Wednesday. Over the 6 weeks, Danny explored the practicalities of forming your own country. The first thing on his agenda was to hand his Declaration of Independence to the Prime Minister at number 10. With this out of the way, he was free to start thinking about things such as writing a constitution and setting up a government. Then he was off to design his own flag and record his own national anthem. He even got someone to design possible postage stamps for Lovely with his face on them. Much of his time was spent traveling the world, meeting the politicians and dignitaries to hear their advice on what it means to govern a country. He also took advice from a cardinal at the Vatican and from the linguist and philosopher Noam Chomsky on the nature democracy. After a trip to the Row in the United States of America and a moving interview with an inmate, Danny decided against to death penalty for Lovely. For economic advice, always beside the chief cashier of the Bank of England, he decided to create a brand new currency, which he called the Independence Occupational Unit (IOU). However, you can't open a bank account or take out a loan in Lovely, and forgot trying to draw out IOUs with a cash card for the simple reasons that there aren't any banks there. The IOUs is part of a much more casual economy. For things such as interest rates, it's based on the phrase time is money. You can basically do something for someone and they'll do something later for you. Along the way, Danny also met with several disappointments. In one episode, Danny traveled to New York to try and get his country recognized by United Nations. Unfortunately, his request was ultimately turned down because of his lack of an independent territory. Although Danny had bought his flat, he had not purchased the land on which it stands, so officially his headquarters belonged to the UK. But what disappointed Danny most of all was being refused entry to the Eurovision Song Contest with a song he specially recorded called Stop the Mugging and Start the Hugging. The reason he was given was that since his country had no radio or TV station, he couldn't become a member of the European Broadcasting Union. The final thing Danny had to do was to find a name for his country. At his request, citizens sent in thousands of suggestions as to what this new country could be called. Ideas ranged from Flatland to Wallaceland, Spexico to United Kingdom, and Dan Tapio. Someone even suggested calling the country France. but in the end, the final selection came down to just two: home or Lovely, and it was the citizens who made the final decision, aiming to become the most democratic democracy in the world. King Danny achieved a world first and let the people decide. Lovely won the final vote. With more than 58,000 citizens, Lovely is officially larger than the Vatican, San Marino, Monaco, and Liechtenstein. But whether the country will continue to grow will very much depend on how busy its creator is. And as Danny Wallace is much in demand for several other TV projects, it might fall to other members of his government to keep things running. But with elections promised every 6 months, the creation of the University of Lovely, and several sporting events, including Scalatrix Grand Prix, planned over the coming weeks. There are plenty of activities to keep the citizens of Lovely occupied for quite a while yet.